Okay. Good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, shall we start the today's session? I think up to spin quantum number uh, you have learned. Okay. Today, uh, I'm going to discuss how to uh, write electronic configuration of of an element. I think you have all gone through the O-level grade 10 syllabus, grade 10 in science book. I think you went through the electronic configuration, but it was very primitive. So before moving into electronic configuration, you need to know a bit about the orbital shape. So you all have learned that the energy levels. Okay, here there are four energy levels mentioned here as 1, 2, 3, 4 or KLMN. So in first energy level, only s orbitals can be occupied. In energy level 2, S and P orbitals can be occupied. In energy level 3, S, P, and D orbitals can be occupied. And in 4, S, P, D, and F orbitals can be occupied. That is how uh, you you know something about the maximum electrons can be occupied in an energy level. As in first energy level it's 2, for the second energy level it's 8, for the third energy level up to now, up to all our knowledge you have learned about the 8 electrons can be occupied, but truly it it must be 18. 18 electrons can be occupied in third energy levels, and in fourth energy levels, maximum 32 electrons can be occupied. මම ඔයාලට සිංහලෙන් කියන්නම් මේක. ඔයාලා ශක්ති මට්ටම නැත්නම් එනර්ජි ලෙවල්ස් ගැන ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා O levels වලදී. එනර්ජි ලෙවල්ස් 1 2 3 4 නැත්නම් KLMN කියලා. එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන් මැක්සිමම් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් ගාන 2යි. එතකොට එනර්ජි ලෙවල්ස් දෙකේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන් මැක්සිමම් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් ගාන 8යි. එනර්ජි ලෙවල්ස් තුනේදී ඔයාලා ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන 8ක් පුළුවන් කියලා. ඒ වුණාට ඇත්තට මේකේ 18ක් පුළුවන්. දැන් ඔයාලා මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ තුන්වෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ මැක්සිමම් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් 18ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ඒතර එනර්ජි ලෙවල් 4ට යනකොට ඒකෙදී අපිට ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් තියාගන්න පුළුවන් මැක්සිමම් 32ක්. ඒක මතක තියාගන්න. එතකොට පළවෙනි එක for the first energy level it is the maximum number of electrons can be occupied is 2. For the second energy level it's 8. For the third energy level it's 18, and for the fourth energy level it's 32. So okay, for the first energy level I already told you maximum number of electrons can be occupied is 2. So here only s orbitals are present. Energy level එක වෙනකොට first energy level එකේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන් electrons ඔක්කොම 2යි. එතකොට එයාගේ තියෙන s විතරයි. s orbital එකට s shape එකේ orbital එකට maximum තියාගන්න පුළුවන් electrons 2යි. Okay, s orbitals 2 electrons can be occupied in s orbitals. So when we talk about the second energy level, that means n is equal to or capital L energy level. There are 8 electrons present. Can be present there, but here in 2 s electron, s orbital can occupy 2 and p electron occupy 6. So altogether it can occupy 8. ඒ කියන්නේ එනර්ජි ලෙවල් දෙකේදී තියෙනවා S orbital එකයි P orbital එකයි දෙකක්. එතකොට P shape, S shape orbital එකයි P shape orbital එකයි P shape එකේ orbitals තුනක් තියෙනවා PX, PY, PZ කියලා. S shape P orbitals has three orbitals PX, PY, PZ. I think we all I told everything in last lecture. So S orbital can occupy two. P Px, Py, Pz orbitals can occupy 6. So altogether, second energy level can occupy 8 electrons. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Doubt එකක් තියෙනවා නම් පුතා මට කියන්න. So when we move on to the third energy level, it has three types of orbitals as S, P, and D. So S can occupy 2 electrons, P can occupy 6 electrons, then 8, and D can occupy 10 electrons. That's how 9 electrons, and that's how 18 electrons can be occupied. Okay. Yeah. Here, maximum number of electrons 2. Okay, then here, 2 plus 6 altogether 8. Then for this, for S orbitals, S orbitals 2 and P orbital 6 and D orbitals it's 10. So altogether it's 18. I think you have a rough idea how to get this. Then for fourth energy level also, there are 4 types of orbitals as SPDF. So for S orbital it's 2, for P orbital it's 6. In number of orbitals in subshell and total number of orbitals in subshell also given. So we need to multiply total number of orbitals into to get maximum number of electrons can occupy, because in our orbital there must be 2 electrons. 2 electrons can be occupied. There are maximum 2 electrons can be occupied. 6 for the D, it's 10. For F orbitals, there are 7 subshells. There are 7 orbitals in F subshell, so there must be 14 electrons. So 32. Okay, here this is the one orbital can occupy. This is the thing you need to memorize. One orbital can occupy maximum 2 electrons. Here, sorry, total number of orbitals are given, so you need to multiply it by 2. Then you can get the maximum number of electrons can be occupied in energy level. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, wait. Okay, 10. 10 means D orbitals එකක් ගත්තාම D orbital එකේ angular last time orbitals and quantum numbers. When we talk about the angular momentum quantum number or azimuthal quantum number, අපි කිව්වා ඒකට බිඳුවේ ඉඳන් n-1 වෙනකම්ම values ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. එතකොට මෙතන මේ L C L2 වෙනවා නම් ඒක d orbital එකක්. එතකොට d orbital එකට පුළුවන් මේ d orbital එකට පුළුවන් -L2 +L orbitals හදන්න. -L ඉඳන් එතකොට එයාගේ උත්තරේ 2 නම් එයාගේ angular momentum එක 2 නම් එයාට පුළුවන් -L වල ඉඳන් +L වෙනකන් orbitals හදන්න. -L එතකොට L 2යි නම් -L කියන්නේ -2. එතකොට -2 to +2. එතකොට -2 -1 0 +1 +2. එතකොට එයාට orbitals 5ක් තියෙනවා. එක orbital එකක් ඇතුලේ ඉන්න පුළුවන් electrons 2ක්. එතකොට 5 දෙකෙන් වැඩි කරාම 10යි. That is how D comes. එහෙම තමයි D orbitals එන්නේ. එතකොට මේ F ගන්න. If you have any doubts, please let me know. It's the azimuthal quantum number of F is 3. So 3 can get from angular moment. A magnetic quantum number it can get the integral values between -L to +L. तर -L ඉඳන් +L වෙනකන් ගන්න. එතන -3 to +3. එතන -3 -2 -1 0 +1 +2 +3. එතන 7ක් එනවා. එතන there are 7 orbitals in F subshell. So one orbitals can occupy maximum 2 electrons. So altogether 7 into 2 18. තේරුණාද? ඔයාලට doubts තියෙනවා නම් chat box එකේ හරි මට දාන්න. Okay, then we'll move on to the next topic. Since you are not okay. Okay. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know, Puta. Okay, 1496 is total number of orbitals. N කියන්නේ එක නම් if n is 1. n කියන්නේ simple n වලින් කියලා කියන්නේ main quantum number එක. Shall we move on to here? Okay, simple n is the principal quantum number. So that indicates the number of main energy levels. Energy levels are simple and molecular. So the second quantum number is angular momentum or azimuthal quantum number. It gives the integral values 0 to n-1. එතකොට අපි කිව්වොත් if n is 1 n-1 කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? If n is 1 n-1 is 0. 0 means the quantum number defines this quantum number defines the shape of the orbital. That means 0 means it's S orbital, S shape of orbitals. Shell එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා main energy level එකට. Shell කියලා කියන්නේ ප්‍රධාන ශක්ති මට්ටම කියන subshell කියන්නේ උපශක්ති මට්ටම කියන්නේ දැන් if we talk about the main shell එක වුණොත් ඒකේ subshell උත් තියෙන එකමයි S විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර main shell එක 2 වුණොත් ඒ කියන්නේ energy level එක 2 වුණොත් එයාගේ subshells තියෙනවා 2. 0.1 කියලා S උයි P. එතකොට main shell එක 3 වුණොත් එයාගේ තියෙනවා subshells 3ක්. 0.1 2 කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ SPD. එතකොට main shell එක 4 වුණොත් ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රධාන energy level එක 4 වුණොත් එයාගේ තියෙනවා subshells 4ක්. A SPDF. තේරුණාද? shell එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ energy level එක තමයි. subshell කියලා කියන්නේ energy level උපශක්ති මට්ටම කියන එක තමයි සිංහලෙන් තේරුම. subshells වලට තමයි යන්නේ SPDF කියන්නේ. Okay, I am explaining about the 1, 4, 9 and 16. Then for the angular momentum number, we can get the values from 0 to n-1. If n is equal to 1, simple L will be 0. So it contains S shape of orbitals. If n is equal to 2, n minus 1 is 1. So here it denotes as the 0 to n minus 1. So it can get 0 and 1. That means it contains S shape of orbitals and P shape of orbitals. For n is equal to 3, if n is equal to 3, n minus 1 is 2. That means 0, 1, 2. There are three subshells can be present as SPD. So if n is 4, it contains 0, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 subshells. Subshells කියලා කියන්නේ SPDF කියන එක. එතකොට subshell එක ඇතුලේ තව orbitals තියෙනවා. S කියන subshell එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන එක S subshell contains 1 orbital as S. P subshell contains 3 orbitals as Px, Py, Pz. Subshell එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන orbitals යාලට කියන P කියලා ගත්තාම P එකේ තුනක් තියෙනවා Px, Py, Pz. Subshell D has 5 orbitals as dx minus 1, dy minus z, dx minus z, dz squares, and dx squared minus dy squared. So F subshell also contain 7 orbitals. Okay, that is how we can get orbitals. Then if we go to, then here 1, 4, 9, 16, in here it contains the total number of orbitals. If first energy level, it contains 1 orbitals. That means it has 1 subshell, so it contains 1 orbital. For the second energy level, it contains 2 subshells. The second energy level is subshells දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ තමයි 2s and 2p. So 2s means s, that means s contains 1 orbital. Here they are 1. Then p contains 3 orbitals as px, py, pz. So 3 plus 1, 4. So total number of orbitals are 4. For the third energy level, S subshell contain only 1 orbital as S. So P subshell contains 3 orbitals, Px, Py, Pz, altogether 4. And D subshell contains 5 D orbitals. So altogether 5 plus 4, 9. Okay, so that is how we are getting the orbitals. Then for the fourth energy level, also for the S subshell, it has 1 S orbital. P subshell, it has 3 P orbitals. D subshell, it has 5D orbitals. For F subshell, it has 7 orbitals. So altogether, there are 16 orbitals. Okay, Sarojini, did you get it, Putra? So I think you understand. You understood. If you have any doubts, please let me know. එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ subshell එකක් කියන එකක් ඇතුලේ තමයි orbitals තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට S කියන subshell එකේ තියෙන S කියන orbital එක විතරයි. P කියන subshell එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන Px, Py, Pz කියලා orbitals තුනක්. එතකොට D කියන subshell එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන D orbitals 5ක්. F කියන subshell එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන F orbitals 7ක්. එක orbital එකක් ඇතුලේ electron දෙකකට ඉන්න පුළුවන්. මේ හැමදේම those all are constant and it cannot be changed. So you need to memorize all the things. The pattern must be memorized. Then only you can go for an electronic configuration. If you have any doubts, please put it into the chat box. Then we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, then since you don't have any questions, I'll move on to the next part. It is electronic configuration. Then we know, up to now, we know the things about main energy levels and subshells. Main energy levels and subshells are both are same. Then for the you learned about main energy levels, then subshells, then orbitals in the subshells, and maximum number of electrons occupied in the orbitals. Okay, then we'll move on to the electronic configuration. So before moving on to the electronic configuration, there are some theories you need to know. before writing the electronic configuration. Writing electronic configuration for you guys, it's not the novel thing because you learned it in your O levels also, grade 10 science. When I went through the grade 10 science syllabus, uh, I saw. So you know electronic configuration. So before moving on to that electronic configuration, we'll talk about the outbound principle. අපි electronic configuration එක කියන එක ඔයාලට අලුත් දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. මොකද ඔයාලගේ grade 10 වල science syllabus එකේ එක තිබුණා. පොඩක් ඒක advanced වෙන එක විතරයි මෙතනදී වෙන්නේ. මොකද ඒ කාලේ in that time you didn't know about the subshells and the maximum number of electrons can be occupied in the orbital. But you knew about energy levels. Now you know subshells, orbitals, and maximum number of electrons can be occupied. So before writing the electronic configuration in a proper manner, advanced manner, we will know about the outbound principle. That means when we talk about the subshells also contain different types of energy. So the scientist Outbaugh stated that the filling of electron in an orbitals in an atom begins with the subshell, which has lowest energy and continues upward according to the Outbaugh principle. That means subshells ගත්තහම යාළගේ energies එක එක විදිහට වෙනස්. So 1s has different energy, 2s has different energy, 2p has different energy, 3s has different energy, 3p. That is how it is different. So when electrons filling into the atom, the lowest subshell which contain lowest energy is filled first. මුලින්ම පිරෙන්නේ අඩුම energy එකක් ඕනි කෙනා. Then it is continuous upwards according to their energy. So if we talk about the energy, the lowest energy contains the 1s orbitals, 1s subshell, then 2s subshell, then 2p subshell, then 3s, 3p, 4s, then after 3p it's not 3d, it is 4s, then 3d, then 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 5d, 4s, 6p, 7s, 6d, 5f. That is how the energies goes. So you can clearly get an idea from this pattern. It is 1s, then 2s, then 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 6s, 5f, 6d, 7p. Okay. ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන පිරෙනකොට සබ්ෂෙල්ස් වලත් ලෝවස්ට් අඩුම එනර්ජි එක තියෙන කෙනාගෙන් තමයි පිරෙන්න පටන් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ උඩට පිරීගෙන යන්නේ. Okay, if you have any doubts, එතකොට මුලින්ම පිරෙන්නේ 1s ඊට පස්සේ 2s. එතකොට 1s ගේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන් දෙන්නයි, 2s ගේ තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන් දෙන්නයි. 2p can occupy 6 electrons. For the 3s also, 2 electrons can be occupied. 3p 6 electrons, 4s 2 electrons, 3d 4d orbitals 10 electrons can be occupied. That is how electrons are filled in an electron in an element. So then the second principle. This is also very important. එකක් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා. දැන් shells වලට electrons පිරෙනකොට subshells වල අඩුම energy එක තියෙන කෙනාට තමයි මුලින්ම පිරෙන්නේ. ඒක තමයි Aufbau principle කියලා කියන්නේ. Then the second one is the Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle He stated that the no two electrons in atom can have the same set of four quantum numbers. Quantum numbers ගත්තාම quantum numbers electrons දෙකක quantum numbers එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. And for the Pauli stated that the one orbitals can hold maximum two number of electrons. We already know that. And the other thing is, yeah, that is what Pauli stated that one orbital can hold a maximum two number of electrons. So Pauli කියන කෙනා කියනවා එක orbital එකක් ඇතුලේ ඉන්න පුළුවන් electrons දෙකකට විතරයි කියලා. You know that one also. Then there is another rule as a Hund's rule. Based on three principles, modern electronic configurations are built. Okay, for the third one is Hund's rule. Hund's rule කියලා කියන්නේ every orbital in a subshell is singly occupied before any orbital is doubly occupied. හැම එකක්ම තනි තනිව පිරීලා තමයි පස්සේ යුගලනය වෙන්නේ කියලා තමයි යාලා කියන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මුලින්ම when we talk about the electrons fill in a subshell. Okay, when we talk about the subshells, in a subshell, okay, so for a example, here it is lithium. It contains 3 electrons. That means for the first energy level, it has 2. For the second energy level, 1. Okay, 2, 1. Okay, for the first energy level, S orbital contain 2 electrons. To second energy level, S orbital contain 1. For the beryllium also, it's okay for the total number of atomic number is 4. So there are 4 electrons. Electron හතරයි තියෙන්නේ යගේ. So for the we can in all levels you divided it as 2, 2 because first energy level it can occupy maximum 2 electrons. For the second energy level it can occupy 8. This has 2 remaining electrons. So first energy level it has 2, second energy level 2. Okay, then first energy level has only S orbital, so it is filled already. Then for the second energy level, only S subshell is filled. For the boron also there are for the first energy level 2. For the second energy level, it has 3 electrons. 2 electrons so 2 electrons are filled in S subshell and 1 electron goes to P subshell. Okay, P subshell has 3 orbitals now. When electrons are filled in a orbital, in a subshell, okay, in a subshell, it is singly occupied before any orbital is doubly occupied. මුලින්ම එක පැත්තක දිගටම පිරීගෙන යනවා තනි තනියෙන්. පස්සේ තමයි යුගලනය වෙන්නේ කියලා තමයි තියෙන්නේ. දැන් කාබන් ගත්තාම කාබන්ගේ ෆස්ට් එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා ආයෙත් තව 4ක් ඉතුරු වෙනවා 6ක් ඉන්නවනේ ආගකම එතකොට සෙකන්ඩ් එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකට ඉතුරු 4 දෙනාම යනවා for the second energy level it has 4 electrons. Okay, for the second energy level since it has 4 electrons s orbital for the s subshell 2 electrons are filled. S කියන subshell එකට electrons දෙකක් යනවා. එතකොට P කියන subshell එකට electrons 6ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. P subshell can occupy 6 electrons. But only 2 is remaining in P subshell. P subshell එකට පිරෙන්න පුළුවන් එකම P orbital එකට දෙකක් පිරෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් ඒ දෙකට තනි තනියෙන් පිරෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. මෙහෙම දෙකට තනි තනියෙන් තමයි පිරෙන්නේ. එතකොට nitrogen also in P subshell it filled one way singly occupied. Then when in neon nitrogen, then oxygen has 8. This is wrong. In oxygen, when we'll talk about it later. For the neon, it is fully occupied. So the sodium, can you see like this? Oh, දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඔක්කොම ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන 8ක් තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් 2යි, දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් 8යි, තුන්වෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් 18යි, හතරවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් 32යි තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, then we'll move on to the next one. අපි දැන් බලමු කොහොමද මේක ලියන්නේ කියලා. Then when in your O-level knowledge, you can write this atomic number. Eleven as 281. Okay. If we talk about the oxygen, this is our oxygen. Oxygen means capital O. Capital O, what is the atomic number of oxygen? Atomic number එක මතකද? It is 8. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely give you the PowerPoint slide. මෙහෙමයි දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ පුතා D නෑ. තුන්වෙනි එකේ තමයි D එන්නේ මේ. Okay. මේක බලන්න. මේ බලන්න. මෙන්න මේකට තමයි 10 එන්නේ. D තිබුණොත් තමයි D ට 10ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. P ට වැඩිම 6ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. S ට වැඩිම 2ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මේ තුනේ එතකොට දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ නැහැ. දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ 8 එන්නේ S ට 4යි. sorry S ට 2යි. P ට 6යි. එතකොට 8යි. S ට තියාගන්න පුළුවන් 2යි. P ට තියාගන්න පුළුවන් 6යි. D ට තියාගන්න පුළුවන් 10යි. F හිටියොත් එයාට 14ක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන. තේරුණාද? Can you please put the message if you understood? ඔයාට තේරුණා නම් මට message එකක් දාන්න. Okay. Okay, අපි oxygen ගමුකෝ. The atomic number of oxygen is 8. ඔයාලා in your O-level knowledge you wrote electronic configuration එක ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොනික වින්‍යාසය මෙහෙම. පළවෙනි energy level එකේ 2යි, දෙවෙනි energy level එකේ ඉතුරු 6යි. Okay. For first energy level it's 2, for the second energy level it's 6. මේක මතකයිද හැමෝටම? Then but advanced in electronic configuration, මොකද when you wrote it in your O levels, well, you didn't know anything about subshells. Subshells ගැන දන්නේ නැහැ. You knew only about the main energy levels. ඔයාලා main energy levels ගැන විතරයි දන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි energy levels වල ගන්නට වෙන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. But now you advance now. Here, so the first energy level can occupy 1. So first, when you write the electronic configuration, first you need to write the main energy level. It is 1. Okay. Then you need to write the subshell. What is subshell? Only first energy level contain only one subshell. It is S. First energy level එකේ තියෙන S. ඊට පස්සේ then you need to write the number of electrons number of electrons in that subshell as the superscript. අර උඩට බලයක් වගේ විදිහට අපි ලියනවා. ඒකේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ electrons ගන්න. ඒතර first energy level contain only one subshell. It contains two electrons. Okay, that is what you wrote in your uh, O levels as 2. ඒක O level කාලේදී ඔයාලා නිකම්ම 2 කියලා දැම්මා. එතකොට මේකෙදි කියනවා first energy level contain first energy level in first energy level S subshell contains two electrons. That is what it explains. Okay, then it contains 6 electrons. You know this 6 came with the 2 plus 4. Okay, 2 comes from S energy level. 2 comes from S subshell, but it contains in second energy level. Now we'll move on to second energy level. Okay, second energy level in S subshell, it contains 2. Okay, then another phonon. So in second energy level, only S can occupy 2. The rest of the 4 goes to the P. P orbital contains 4 electrons. Now please write this and put it into the chat box. Okay, nitrogen has 7 electrons. I'll give you the 5 minutes to write this, all the things. Okay, write the electronic configuration of the all the things. Then you can put it into the chat box. Take a photo. Then you can put it into the chat box or else write it without superscript. It doesn't matter. Superscript නැතුවත් කමක් නැහැ. ඔයාලට පුළුවන් විදිහට ලියන්න. මුලින්ම ලියන්න ඕනි මේක බෙදා ගන්න ඔයාලා O level වලදී දැනගත්ත විදිහට. ඊට පස්සේ බෙදාගෙන පළවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එක නම් ආයේ සබ්ෂෙල්ස් වලට බෙදන්න නැහැනේ. දෙවෙනි එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එක ආවොත් ඒක සබ්ෂෙල්ස් දෙකකට බෙදන්න. පළවෙනි 2යි 6යිනේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒක බෙදා ගන්න. තුන්වෙනි සබ්ෂෙල් එකකුත් ආවොත් ඒක තුනකට බෙදනවා. ඒ ටික බලන්න ඕනේ චොට්ට. බලමු මේක කරලා. මේක chat box එකට දාන්න චොට්ට. Runs are 1225 puta. 1s2, 2s2 is okay. It must be 2p3. Second energy level contains 3p electrons. No, it is not the third energy level. Okay. Randi, you are okay. So then go for the argon. Okay, Banaka, you are right. And the others also. Uh, Again, it's wrong for Prem Ratna. 1 is to 2 is to 4. 2p6 එකතුන හම 10යි. 12යි 4යි 16යි. ආගන් කියන්නේ 18 තව ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් දෙකක් එන්න ඕනේ. p3 p6 වෙන්න ඕනේ. Uh, for the Prem Ratna, that chlorine also wrong for you. Wrong. Then now I'll write. Okay. Many of you have done correctly. ගොඩක් අය හරියට කරලා තියෙනවා. දැන් බලමු කොහොමද කියලා. Sajivana, it's a bit wrong, guys. Okay, now I am writing this one. For nitrogen, it's 7. 1 is to 2 is to 2p3. Okay, it comes as 2, 5. 5 means it has 2 subshells, 2 plus 3. Then you can write it as like this. For 18, first energy level contains 2 electrons. For the second energy level, it's 8, then altogether 10, and then again 8. So for this one, we can divide this as 2 plus 6. There are 2 subshells. For this one also, we can divide it as 2 plus 6. Okay, so we can write it as Control C. 2p3, then 3, then 3s2, 3p6. So for this one also 2, 8, and 5. 3p. 8 means 2 plus 6. 5 means there are 2 subshells as 2 plus 3. Control C. Here, guys, After 3S, after 3P, 4S is filled. After 3P, 4S තමයි ඊගාවට පිරෙන්නේ. 3D නෙමෙයි. ඒතර 3P ඊට පස්සේ 4S තමයි එන්න ඕන. හරිනේ? එතකොට 3D නෙමෙයි එන්නේ. 4S. දැක්කද ඒක වෙනස් වෙච්ච හැටි? ඒකේ 3D නෙමෙයි එන්නේ එනර්ජි ලෙවල් අර මම කිව්වේ ශක්තිය වැඩි විදිහට තමයි පිරෙන්නේ. එතකොට so after 3P the energy is lower in 4S not 3D. After filling 4S only then 3D is filled. තේරුණාද? ඔයාලා 3D you many of you have done it correctly, but some filled 3P after then you added 3D. That is incorrect. After 3P, 4S is filled. After 4S, again 3D. 4S පිරුණාට පස්සේ ආයෙ 3D. මෙන්න මේක. You need to memorize this one. Okay. For this one also. Calcium, it has 20. That means 4S2. Then for this one, after filling 4S, 3D will be filled. 4S පිරුණාට පස්සේ 3D තමයි පිරෙන්නේ. තේරුණාද? Did you get it, guys? So that is how electron configuration is happen. With this, I will wind up today's session. මේකත් එක්ක මම අද session එක නවත්තනවා. So, okay, Sarojini, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Then I think who's that? Ajit, 1110 or 70. Argon, it's not 2p6. No, chlorine 2p5. 3p5. 2p, sorry, this is 2p6. Okay, sorry. Then all are filled and then next sub energy will be filled. හැම එකම පිරලා තමයි පිරෙන්නේ. Then if you have any doubts, we need to memorize this figure. This one. This one. That is how energy is filled. කපින්ද කියලා රික්වෙස්ට් කරලා තිනවා ආයෙත් කරන්න කියලා. දැන් ඔයාලා දන්නවනේ පුතා මුලින්ම ෆස්ට් එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකට ඊට පස්සේ 2ට පිරෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ 3ට ලෙවනවා ඊට පස්සේ 4ට පිරෙනවා. එතකොට ෆස්ට් එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකේ පිරෙනකොට No, Sarojini, for 3p orbitals, only 6 orbital, 3p, only 6 orbital can be occupied. For the potassium one, it's wrong. For the calcium also, I mentioned it correctly. This strontium also wrong. Argon also wrong. Chlorine ek hurry. Chlorine will be okay. Chlorine and nitrogen are right, but the others are wrong. Oh, sorry. Okay, can you see this? ස්ට්‍රෝන්සියම් එක අන්තිමට D. මේ බලන්න. දැන් තේරුම් නැති අය බලන්න මුලින්ම 1s තමයි පිරෙන්නේ. 1s ට පිරෙන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ගාන කීයද? 2යි. First 1s subcell will be filled. Only two number of maximum number of electrons can be occupied. 2යි ගන්න. Then 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p, then 4s. After filling 4s only 3d can be filled. Okay? 3 1s 2s 2p 3s 3p 4s 3d 4s වලට පස්ස තමයි 3d පිරෙන්නේ. Okay? Someone has asked how strontium got 21 D. So strontium we can write it as 2 8 10. For the third energy level it can occupy 11. For your O levels you learned only all O levels වලට ඉගෙන ගන්න තුන්වෙනි එකටත් තියෙන්නේ 8යි කියලා. ඒක වැරදි. Okay, sorry පුතා. In the screen I am sharing. Can you see? ඔයාලට පේනවද දැන්? Okay, no? Okay. Then for strontium 2, 8 and 11. That is how we can divide. Okay? Earlier, please forget the O-level ones. For O-levels, you learned as energy level, first energy level, only 2 electrons, second 8, third 8, and third 8. That is strong, Puta. First energy level, only 2 electrons can be occupied. For second energy level, 8. Third energy level, 18 electrons can be occupied. So, for the second energy level, there are 2 subshells as S and P. So, S can occupy 2. P can occupy 6. So altogether 8 is okay. For the third energy level, it has 3 subshells. 3s can occupy 2. P can occupy 6. 3d can occupy. Rest 10 can be occupied. So here 1 remains. Okay, that is what. Okay. Then තේරෙන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් කියන්න. කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් මගෙන් ඇහුවා කොහොමද එන්නේ කියලා. මේක strontium වලට D. එතකොට strontium for the first energy level 2 is okay. Second energy level, for the second energy level S subshell it has 2. Second energy level P subshell it has 6. Sorry, these are wrong. These all must be 6. Sorry. Okay, 6. Then for the third energy level contains 11 electrons. Okay, for the fourth energy level, it has something you need to know. For the Salim, you couldn't understand. No? Okay. Okay, then for the third energy level, okay, third energy level, there are 11 electrons now. Up to this 1s2, 2s2. First 1s will be filled, then second s, then 2p, then 3s has 2, then again 3p. 3p after 3p, then here is 3. Okay, for this tree, okay, for this tree can be divided into 2 again. 2 plus 1. This tree also divides into 2 subshells. Okay. Baland may arrangement එක මුලින්ම බලන්න. Please see this arrangement. First 1s will be filled, then 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p. Okay. After filling 3p, then 4s, not 3d, it's 4s. 4s can occupy 2 electrons, then 3d 1. You can calculate the superscript. Add the superscript, then you will see whether 21 is occupied or you got 25 or not. මේ 2යි 2යි 4යි 10යි 12යි 10යි 18යි 18යි 2යි 20යි 1යි 21යි. Okay. Okay, Salim. What didn't you can you please talk with me? Please tell me what you yttrium. Yttrium පුතා, what is the yttrium
ඔව්
ion?
මිස් මට ඒ ටික තමයි තේරෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් තේරෙනවා.
Yttrium is third. Okay, Salim. Please go on the lecture again. Okay. Yttrium. Who needs yttrium? Yttrium is 39. Okay, yttrium you need to write like this. Those who want to write yttrium, I'll write it for you guys. Yeah. Yttrium, it's 39. Okay, you can write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then 3s2, 3s2, 3p6, 3s2 to 3p6. Make a balanda. See this. After 3p, it's 4s. 4s2. Then after 4s, it's 3d. 3d. D simple. 3d 10. Okay. Then I think here 30. After 3d, it's 4p. 4p6. 4p6. Then 36. Then after 4p, it's 5s. Then 5s2. Then after 5s, it's 4d. After 5s, it's 4d. You need to memorize this chart. I won't give it to you in exam. Exam ke denna me chart again. You need to memorize it, guys. Okay. Yttrium, that is how you need to write. Now I think you got it. Now forget the O levels. Remember this chart. O level අමතක කරන්න. Can you see me? Can you see the slides? Okay, Putta, can you see the slides? You can see it, no? Sankar, please talk with
Yes,
me.
you can see.
Okay. Okay, with this, I will wind up today's session. Do you have free times in tomorrow? හෙට free times තියෙනවද ඔයාලගේ?
I will inform you, ma'am.
Okay, please call me. And I already gave you number. I need 2 hours tomorrow. I'll be free. Okay. So I'll wind up today's session. Good night, guys. If you didn't understand, please ask from your friends. If you can't understand that also, then ask from me again. Okay. ඔයාලට ඒ තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් අහුවත් මගෙන් අහන්න ආයේ. So I'll wind up today's session. Okay. Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.